Next up, we have Solange Gueiros from Chainlink Labs, who will be presenting on the evolution of Chainlink.
Hello, everyone. I think you can hear me now. I- when I'm talking about evolution, I can also talk about adventures. So it was a huge adventure to arrive at this now. I have arrived it now because, like the Uber was canceling, it was really hard, but I could go. So I'm so happy to be here with you now. I can start. And let's discover when. Here. Okay. So this is me. I am Solange Gueiros. I am a developer advocate at Chainlink Labs. So I used to travel around the world to teach how to use the Chainlink products. And yes, I'm from Brazil. Here are my contacts. All my networks are Solange Gueiros. The people used to call me Sol. So if you are walking later, you can call me Sol. And talking about Chainlink, how Chainlink started, I will pass a bit about the products related to Chainlink. So the first white paper from Chainlink, it was in 2017. And the network was live a bit later, but this is the first idea to have a decentralized Oracle network and to bring connections between what you have outside the blockchain and to bring this information to use inside the blockchains, to use this in your smart contract. And then, 2 years ago, we have the second version of the Chainlink white paper, where we talk more about some parts was improvement, and let's go to this. Especially what's related to the decentralized Oracle networks, the DONs, and it's interesting to know that it's not only one network. We have different services, and which service has your own network. And we can have some validators that are validating for one service and not for another. And the idea is exactly this, to have a suite of decentralized services for smart contracts in any blockchain. And the idea is, like I told before, to have this in a way that can have more decentralization and more scalability. When we're talking about decentralization and scalability, another interesting and important point as well, including to some networks survive, is take care of the crypto economic security and staking. Chainlink launched the staking the beginning of this year, the first part of this. They have more evolution on this as well, because one point that I really enjoy on Chainlink is how they do how they develop all the protocols, all the services in a way that we start first with a control environment. We start with less people. We started with less, like in the staking. The staking finish in less than 1 hour because the amount that you could stake in that time, it was not so much. But this is the way that you can control and understand what happened and be better and go to the next step in a safe way. And the first Chainlink services, it was the data feed, exactly what was published in the first white paper in 2017. And the concept of data feeds, this depends a bit more to have the DONs, the operators of Chainlink, the Chainlink executing the nodes. And we have different operators that get information from outside the world, especially codes. For example, let's see the code of Ethereum in USD. And for this, for example, we must have at least 21 nodes getting this information, to consolidate this information and provide for you. In fact, now we have 31. Depends of the chain, because if you are on Polygon, for example, you only need to have 16 nodes, but we also have more than 20, but something like that. We have the minimum requirements to have a data feed, including the minimum requirements. I can tell you from the other side, I worked in another company before that they tried to list one quote on Chainlink. And yes, we have a lot of requirements related to how is the market, how many exchanges can provide this information. So this is interesting to be sure that this is really decentralized and the information nobody can collude in the information. And another interesting service from Chainlink is the proof of reserve. And now it's a good point to tell you that, remember, Chainlink is not a blockchain. We provide services in different blockchains. And another interesting service that Chainlink provides, talking about the evolution, is the proof of reserve. So with the proof of reserve, you can get, for example, balances in another chain. Or including, you can get balances in a bank account. And the idea is that more than one node, you check this information. We know that if you talk about a bank account, you still must trust in the bank. But the idea is that we can have more people querying this information and have a consolidation of this. And think that if FTX has this, maybe it was not in that way. And let's go forward. Chainlink VRF. Chainlink VRF is to generate random numbers. I can't say that this service is really decentralized, but this service is the idea of to have a random number generator outside of blockchain. And why we need this? Because blockchain is deterministic. It means that everyone that tries to execute a transaction must execute in the same way. And if you add the rule to generate your random number inside the blockchain, in a rule inside your smart contract, it can be manipulated by some validator. And if you have this outside, you can verify how it was done, and it's more secure. Another service is automation. I really enjoy automation because do you know that the smart contracts can't execute itself? The smart contract, okay, if you program and you have the rules, it will work in the way that you define it. But someone must call the smart contract, must call some function in the smart contract. And this is automation, because I can call by myself, I can have another smart contract calling, but in the same way, we need to have like someone calling the other contract, or you can use like a centralized bot in some cloud, is possible. But if you'd like to do this in a decentralized way, automation, it's the solution to do this, because it's a decentralized network of nodes that is checking the conditions and make it happen for you. And we have two different automations. It can be only based on time, like we used to say that this is a cron job. That, for example, imagine that I have a payment to receive every first day of the month. The smart contract doesn't know where is the first day of the month. So I need to call him and ask, hey, is this the first day of the month? Can I receive my money? And they probably no, today no, until be the right way. So I can use an automation cron job to do this for me. And this can be used with any smart contract. If you'd like to have some custom rules that is not only related to time, like I'd like to mint an NFT, if my balance of that kind of token is 1,000. This is a strictly rule. You define the rule. So you can use automation, creating an smart contract that is compatible with automation and define exactly this. Wherever you'd like to do, you can define what is the condition, whatever would you like to do. And another cool service that we have, I really enjoy this. We have the Chainlink functions in February. We launched this. And this is real. You can execute any code you'd like to run and get a decentralized and verifiable consensus on the result. The code that you'd like to execute now, it's in JavaScript. So imagine that you can call a JavaScript code to call any external API. Can be wherever, can be related to the weather, can be related to sports, can be related, including that, okay, this is a solution now for the assets that are not ready to be on data feed. Imagine that we have some asset that they have 4 or 5 sources, and okay, we cannot have a data feed for this on Chainlink, but you can create your own data feed, getting the information in these 4 or 5 sources, and consolidating this information by yourself and using your smart contract. And this will be saved for you on chain. And this is the way that we do this, like your smart contract send you code to the DOM. Each DOM, you execute your code in a decentralized and a separated environment. The DOM, you aggregate the result for you, and then send the result to your smart contract. And this is still in beta, like I told before. We have some services that we really take care to do this in a security way. And if you use this code, you get the beta access for this. You must whitelist your address. The next service, we launched here in Paris. I'm so happy because we launched Monday, and I'm doing the workshop is related to use the cross-chain CCAP. Wednesday, I did a workshop on HCC. And I was really, really happy. Imagine that you can mint an NFT in one chain, and it will appear in another chain. I did this. I did this Wednesday. I am so happy. You can see on YouTube in HCC. And also today, I know that I was a bit late also because I was doing another workshop in the hackathon. And in the hackathon, I did 2 workshops. One to send a message like hello Paris from one chain to another. And also I transferred tokens that we minted the token in one chain, then burned and minted in another chain. This is possible as well. And how this work? We have all of this stack related to the CCAP. So the CCAP is like that part that we are here, but this is based in the DOMs, in the decentralized Oracle network, and we using the OCR 2.0 for consensus. This is the way that we save the information of each node in the DOM to be sure that this information is right and we have the consensus. And also we launched this important part that this is the active risk management, the ARM network. This is a network that's taking care to have this in a secured way. Okay? And you can, using all of this, like DeFi, NFTs, gaming, and the program token transfer, it's so amazing. And cross-chain applications and bridges. And the main capabilities now, we have the token transfer, like I said before, I did one like 1 hour ago. The arbitrary messaging, I send a hello Paris from one chain to another, and you can program, do the program tokens transfer then you will define how is the structure to do this. And this is the main architecture of CCAP. So in the Cersei blockchain, we always have a router that for user, you only you have a sender contract, and the sender contract, you send some information to the router, and this part you happen in the using the router. Like if you have tokens, you must lock or burn tokens in the first chain. Then remember that we have the ARM network in the middle to be sure that we are committing the information in one chain, and send this to the other chain. And in this way, if it's a token, probably you are unlocking the token or minting the token in the other chain, and also the router you send to your smart contract, the receiver in the other chain. Can be your account, not a receiver. You don't need to have smart contracts in both parts. Depends what you are doing. And is this? I think, I know that this is nice here. When I saw this, for me, it's always squared because it's so small parts. But this is the main idea of Chainlink. The Chainlink network is providing computation for you, like the VRF, like is the automation, not in a computation way, but in the way to automate something. We are deployed in many networks. And now the part that we launched this week is that part, the cross-chain to bridge and messaging. And I know that some person tried to get the other QR code that you couldn't. So this is the best QR code for you now, because everything is here. Okay, and I'd like to say thank you so much to be here with me, and I hope that I can make difference in your smart contracts and your blockchain life for now. Thank you.